How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of the Gameswell Show. I'm your host, Andrew, and this is Subtrendy's video game talk show. Today we have Emily, Taylor, and Thomas. And sidebar, really quick, side note, finally figured out the numbering system for our show. There is no, I learned today that I'm the one who edits and puts these up. There's no episode 4 or episode 8 of this show, but there's an 8.5. So this is episode 9. We're going to DC it, and this is the new continuity. Starting episode 9 right now, we will have numbered entries for everything, and we will not skip numbers. So.
I mean, you're an English major. You should be expected to do math, right?
Exactly.
You have an English degree.
Yeah.
So there was no episode 8, we went from 7 to 8.5?
There's no 4 either.
There's no 4 either. I'm an idiot.
I love us.
Anyway, last week on 8.5, we did the pre-E3 show, and it was a lot of fun with myself, Taylor, and Thomas. And this week we're going to add Emily in because she has a little special topic she wants to talk about. And we're going to do a post-E3 show. By the time this goes up, pretty much everything from E3 is over. Really, the big conferences are over. Everything else is just showcases that we can't get to because we are not at E3. So nothing really matters anymore.
That was very nihilistic. Nothing really matters anymore.
Yeah, so Bethesda, UB, EA, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo all did their thing already, so we're just going to talk about all that. We each picked something that we wanted to talk about, and then we're going to kind of just blow through all the other games that we thought were kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, Emily, we're going to start with you because I feel it's a really good way to start the show.
Okay. I have two somewhat topics. First one is that this was my first time watching E3 ever.
Yeah, you were out of town last year, I believe.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Who knows what I was doing?
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. I got really excited. I was like, I want to be there.
Right.
And I was like, I want to watch this every year. And actually, we kind of just started watching it by accident. Thomas was like, throw on E3, let's see what's going on. And a minute later, after I put in our group chat that we were watching it, Andrew was like, can I come over?
Yeah, I was watching it by myself. And because Jessica's gone, so I was like, I'm just gonna watch this by myself and go back to bed for a little bit.
And I got brought over.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. So we ended up having an E3 party again.
Yeah,
I was having kind of a
awesome.
crappy day too, and then E3 happened, and it was better.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you really liked the conference. You
liked
only
it.
watched Sony's, really.
Really, yeah. That was all I really got to see. But I really enjoyed it. It made me very excited about games.
Yeah.
It made me want to play a lot of games that I would have never really thought I wanted to play before. One of those being Watch Dogs 2, I thought looked really good.
Yeah.
And Thomas told me that actually Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed kind of share the same universe. And you guys know Assassin's Creed is my jam.
Yeah, that and Skyrim.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, Skyrim is where it's at for me. In Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect.
Which is weird because she's not super into the Dark Brotherhood, though. The kind of converging of those things.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
anyway. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about E3. It made me want to play a lot of games that are coming out soon and games from the past as well.
So it did its job.
Yeah, it did.
Excellent.
It worked.
So do we want to talk about Watch Dogs really quick?
I mean, yeah, I
Okay.
thought it would looked really pretty. What did you guys think?
I was really excited for the first one. I never ended up playing it because it got such bad reviews, but I'm hoping this goes from an Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 kind of thing, where Assassin's Creed 1 and Watch Dogs 1, this is the idea that we have, but it's not fully implemented yet. And Assassin's Creed 2 was amazing. I'm hoping Watch Dogs 2 is the same way.
I think the cinematic was beautiful.
Yeah.
Is the gameplay going to be like that? We'll see.
Yeah.
But if it's anything like that, it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
At least a beautiful looking game.
Yes.
If not great.
Mm-hmm. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything about Watch Dogs.
Okay. So
I know actually nothing about Watch Dogs.
It's
Other than the first one got real bad reviews.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited for Watch Dogs 2. It's definitely on my radar. It's coming out this fall, which is
Soon.
yeah. Everybody seemed to learn from Bethesda last year. It's hey, new game 5 months, and it seems like a lot of people did that this year.
I like that.
With the exception of Last Guardian, who was hey, in 10 years we'll release this game.
Shh. No, they gave it a release date. It's in the fall.
I know, but it was announced years ago.
I know.
Oh, PSA, by the way, if you heard that No Man's Sky got delayed to December 31st, that's a fluke. It's not real.
That's a placeholder date.
Yeah, Hello Games has dismissed that as true. It's still August 9th for the time being, at least.
Yeah. Speaking of games that were announced forever ago.
Right. Sorry.
Sidebar.
But talking about Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know it's still kind of in the. A lot of my friends have the same kind of view, and I guess I'm kind of tenuously there too. That until it is in their hands, it is vaporware.
Mm-hmm.
And And I can understand that, especially since it's had such a long development, but like seeing that opening for that with the birds, I started to cry immediately, and I'm starting to cry a little bit now because I'm so emotional about this game.
Oh god.
No, you don't understand.
No, it's real. She's crying.
No, I am really.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll talk about crying more later with me. So I feel
yeah,
bad.
especially like with the end, it's like, are your wings broken? I'm like, oh my god.
Emily started. Was like, oh my god.
I know. I don't even know anything about that game, but I'm like, the cute creature is sad.
Yeah, Team Eco games are like really emotionally manipulative, kind of, and every time I play one, like Eco, I cried a couple of different points. Shadow of the Colossus, the end of that, I was bawling. Like, I don't even mean like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, this game made me cry, and it's like they're doing what I'm doing now, just misting up a little. No, I was literally crying, snot
Were
running
you
down
like
my nose.
crying?
Not screaming, but like snot, like ugly red face.
Like puppy eyes.
Yeah, my mom came down, she's like, what the hell is your problem, Taylor? And I'm like,
You don't
understand.
I think it looks cool, and it's interesting that this
It's
is.
like you know how most people will cry at like Marley and Me or something like that? That's like, I know I'm making fun of you because you talked about it earlier, and I'd probably cry too if I'd ever seen the movie.
Is that a sad movie?
The dog.
Spoiler!
It's about
the dog
dogs.
dies.
Dog dies at the end.
Oh.
That's me with Shadow of the Colossus and like any Team Eco thing. So just from the trailer of The Last Guardian, I know this game, when I get it, is going to emotionally destroy me,
Yeah.
and I'm so ready for it.
I think it's interesting that this is Sony's fall game. Like, this is their big game, and it's their first time since the launch of PlayStation 4 that they've had a big fall game.
Mm-hmm.
They've always delayed it. Like, Uncharted was delayed, Horizon Zero Dawn was supposed to be the big fall game, but that got pushed back.
Yeah.
But this is really and they're really banking on Last Guardian doing really well.
I mean, I think I hope that it will, because I know a lot of people are kind of like, oh, it's been in development hell for a really long time. There kept being rumors of cancellation.
Yeah.
The footage that they had, and a lot of it was gameplay footage, looked really, really cool, really fun.
Combined with last year's, which was great.
Combined with last year's, which was also great. And like, as much as the delay was, because it was supposed to originally come out for the PS3, and as much as that was kind of a bummer, at the same time, I feel like it was probably for the better, because it is a pretty ambitious game in what you do in the game, and I think probably having the more powerful system will benefit in the long run. And especially the scenery is so beautiful in those games, and like, the characters are a little cartoony. I don't care. I think it's kind of cool. I like games that stylize more than the photorealistic thing.
Yeah.
But the background, it is like, I have a thing for scenery, so anything with beautiful scenery, I'm just like, that's the thing I want. It's big, it's open,
It's pretty.
it's beautiful, gorgeous, very like haunting. They have very haunting kind of settings.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like I could ramble about this forever. I love
And we'll
Team
just like
Eco
step back and
games.
listen.
No, I've heard this rant multiple times, and I never get tired of it. So.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Thomas.
Share your
Let me
shame.
tell you a story. So, as Emily was going to get Taylor after the Resident Evil 7 thing was seen, and we wanted to do a horribly played on that, check that out, by the way.
Yes.
Andrew and I were sitting there watching
Let's preface this with
Preface.
Yeah, preface this with real quick. With they had just talked about VR,
Right.
and didn't make a clear break. Continue. Like I think that's important to our story.
Yes, we were watching VR stuff, and it was unclear what was going on.
Yeah.
We started watching this thing. It was like a big space battle.
Yeah.
There was like ships going everywhere, and
I thought it
it
was.
looked really impressive.
We both thought it was Eve.
We totally thought it was Eve, yeah. And we're both in a No Man's Sky too. I didn't think it was No Man's Sky, but it kind of looked like that kind of thing a little bit, much more violent. And then we thought it was Eve, so we're watching and we're like, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
And then they disembarked from the ship and started fighting on the ships, and I was like, I didn't know they could do that in Eve. That's even
really
cooler.
cool. Like we were really jazzed about this.
Yeah. So they're like fighting on the ship, going ship to ship, on foot, using like gravity grenades and stuff.
And grappling hooks.
Yeah, grappling hooks. And then they
You would jet
escape
out.
the ship.
Yeah.
They like jump out of the ship back into their little fighter and fly away.
Well, they were in zero gravity, like around the space station for a while too, which was cool.
All kinds of cool stuff going on. At the end of the trailer, it comes up Call of Duty Infinity or Infinite Warfare, or whatever it's called.
And we both just looked at each other and we're like, I feel dirty.
Yeah. It was.
And like nothing against Call of Duty.
No, like
They're
a lot of people,
fun.
I used to really like it. It's just not really like my jam anymore.
It's never been my jam, but I've always like appreciated what it did for the Xbox. Really.
It was just kind of surprising and jarring that like we're not really into that.
Especially because it went from VR right into this,
Right.
and so it was very, like, it looked like a VR game, which I was like, this is incredible, this is what they're doing with VR.
Mm-hmm.
But,
It's not, is it?
no,
I don't think
they
it was
never
VR.
really made it clear, but I don't think it is.
I think it was just an awkward transition from the VR
Yeah.
stuff to more games.
Yeah. But looks incredible.
Yeah.
Way better than it has any right to.
I'm wondering how open it really is, if everything
Yeah.
was kind of on rails the whole time or not. So I'm gonna not buy it right off the
No.
bat, but I mean, like, that might be something I play in the future. Who
Yeah, I mean,
knows?
if it drops onto when it drops onto $40, I'll pick that up and play it.
I mean, hey, if you want to get shouted at by 14-year-olds, it's always a good time, right?
That's why you keep that
That's
headset
my
off.
favorite activity.
Yeah.
It's like bringing 14 friends.
But yeah,
That was terrible.
Yeah,
it
that
looked
was.
way better than it had any right to. And,
Right.
and Thomas and I, yeah, like I said, nothing against Call of Duty, but that's not our jam anymore. And it's just like, why does this look so fun?
So what's crazy though is Infinite Warfare, is that right?
Yeah.
Trailer. It's like one of the most disliked videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like that trailer at E3 really turned it around.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen the public reaction to that yet, but I mean, like, my reaction,
yeah.
if it's anything to go by,
Mhm.
complete reversal there.
Agreed. So for mine, like I originally wanted to pick Crash Bandicoot, but there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about, so we'll talk about that later. So for my big one, Death Stranding, the new Hideo Kojima game. Kojima came out and was peacocking really hard and just like strutting out on his light up ramp.
He walked too fast.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
I was like, slow
It still
down.
looked cool.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And-
But
okay.
he's just cute and excited.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah.
He really
He's
is.
adorable.
He really is. And like, before we talk about Death Stranding itself, Kojima's the master of like trolling the internet, and everything
He
he
has
does.
such like a rock star presence.
He does. He's one of the rock stars of video games, and like everything he does is so calculated. That trailer was directed by him. Like he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was putting out. Earlier in the day, before anybody knew that he was going to be announcing his game, he was being interviewed by someone, and he's wearing a shirt that says DS on it and has the line coming down from it. He was wearing his game shirt before it was announced, and nobody noticed.
That's
Because
funny.
he's Kojima. But anyway, this trailer, as soon as we all watched it, this is the most Kojima thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Norman Reedus is back, so the PT Fallout, they said they wanted to keep working together, and they are. Everybody's waiting for Del Toro to
I
pop
love
up.
that they're friends.
Yeah, I do too. Everybody's waiting for Del Toro to pop up.
God, I hope so.
I hope so.
That would
too.
be awesome.
The trailer was bonkers. No one had any idea what was going on. Norman Reedus has a fetus, and then he doesn't. Who the internet has named Norman Fetus. There's oil.
I have a big question about the trailer
Yeah.
after you're done.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. It's typical Kojima, like, what is happening? A lot of people are looking way too into it, saying the fetus was Metal Gear Solid, then it disappears because Konami took it away from him, and, like, being insane about it. Like, they've
Like they do.
Yeah, they've identified, like, the 5 creatures floating in the sky at the end. They're like, it's that, and it's like, stop. Like, but, like, nobody expected this game to be shown. I mean, he's just started working on it. Kojima takes forever to do anything, so it's probably not coming out to 2020. Like,
It'll be a while.
yeah, it'll be a
So-
hot minute. It'll be way over budget because that's how Kojima works. But anyway,
So do you, like, that baby had an umbilical cord attached to it.
Mhm.
Do you think that umbilical cord was attached to Norman Reedus?
well, if you look, I didn't notice this watching it, but if you look, all the mammals, the whales and stuff had umbilical cords.
I noticed that watching it.
I didn't notice
I
that.
told you
noticed it
guys.
too.
I was like, they all have umbilical cords.
Yeah, so all the mammals have umbilical cords, so people are looking into that too. I don't know if and like normally
But then he had that little, like,
the scar, but that's not how a C-section scar looks at all. But like if the dudes also don't get pregnant.
what if he's the fetus?
What if we're all just the fetus?
That's I mean honestly like with Kojima like he could
But,
probably be
like,
the
dudes
fetus.
don't get pregnant, but also, like, look at the rest of the trailer. Like, it's
Yeah.
not really based in
No,
reality.
I know, but like
I want to know the 4 like creatures floating in the sky at the
Yeah.
end. That was the thing that really like
stuck with you.
stuck with me. That image.
It was haunting.
It was very creepy, and you couldn't really tell what they were. And I
No,
was
they were
like,
too far away.
I want to know.
I think
I need to know.
my favorite thing that's come out of the trailer is like there's that scene where Norman Reedus is holding the fetus and like it's
It's a baby. It's just very small.
Yeah, the baby is disappearing, and like he just looks like he's crying because he's happy because he's holding it. People have started taking their PlayStation 4s without their shirts on and holding it because Kojima's game is exclusive to Sony. Sony is funding the game, so they were all a bunch of shirtless dudes just holding PlayStation 4s
I bet
and
Konami
crying.
feels like a bunch of jerks now.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Norman Reedus, after it was announced, actually has a picture of Hideo Kojima. He put it up on his Instagram of a mug that said Konami tears on it, and Hideo is drinking out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're very blatantly like.
I want a picture
They should
of
be.
Norman Reedus shirtless, clutching Hideo.
Just like
Right.
his little head.
Yeah,
But yeah, like
make it happen.
I thought it was a really interesting trailer, and it was not expected to come out because it's so early in development. But we were all just kind of like, "What the hell's happening?"
No, I'm excited about it just because it is so weird and I want to know what's up.
Mhm.
Remember we all got excited. Like I was like,
No, once we realized that like there's the naked body like curled up and we're like, that's Norman Reedus, and
Yeah.
then it turns out it's Norman Reedus. We're all really
I like how
excited.
Norman Reedus is just becoming a video game character.
Yeah.
like
There's just
himself.
gonna be like an extended Norman Reedus universe where like they all come and meet and like have an adventure together, and it's just bizarre.
I mean, that would
Like,
be kind of
his
awesome.
character from like Survival Instinct, the Walking Dead game, comes in and he's like, "Why are you guys all named the same?"
I got crossbow on a motorcycle. But yeah, I thought it was probably one of my favorite parts of E3. Aside from the live orchestra that I know I really wanted to briefly talk
Oh
about.
yeah, let's talk about the orchestra really quick. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It started playing this really crazy. Taylor, you weren't here yet. I don't know if you saw the God of War part yet.
No, I
but it started playing like.
I mean, I watched it later, but
It
not
was
the orchestra.
it was
Okay.
sexy.
Yeah,
This whole
Thomas,
thing.
Emily, and I were like, "This sounds like Skyrim music. Like, why are they playing
If
it?"
they had like transitioned to the like do do do
Yeah.
do do do, like I would have been like losing
Losing it.
Yeah.
But it turned
My
out.
dad actually is friends with the guy who did the music for Skyrim.
Oh, that's cool.
Fun name drop there.
Can you tell him that I sing it like every day?
Yeah.
Uh,
For like Valenwood, if that's really the next game, like he could get us chanting for it.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'll chant.
Yeah.
I wish I
Into
could
it.
sing because I would do it totally.
Well, I can't sing, but you don't really need to be able to sing to chant.
That's
Just
true.
make it happen. Anyway, back to the
Yeah,
original
but
topic.
yeah, the orchestra, like, and turns out they were playing God of War music, and
Yeah.
God of War was the first thing Sony showed. It was just like,
Let's talk about God of War now.
okay, yeah, looked cool,
It did.
looked really cool.
I want to know who the kid is. If it's actually
Yeah.
Kratos' spawn or if it's like an adopted
Some people are
sort of.
like throwing around the idea that it's Thor because his lightning bolt or his bow has lightning properties, and like it's young Thor, and like he was cast out of Asgard, and so
That'd be
Kratos.
dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna put point blank. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, but it's Norse mythology. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
Big bearded Kratos. That's confirmed, which was awesome.
It was really pretty.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say, conspiracy theory hat
Yeah.
from Iron Couch.
Yeah.
When
Iron
the
Couch,
kid, aka young Thor, that's really who he is,
Yeah.
like shoots a deer at one point, you get experience points.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if maybe we saw sort of a tutorial type of thing, and the kid's actually going to be the protagonist.
I
instead of-
think
Kratos
that's
has
what it would be.
confirmed that you play Kratos the entire time.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
take that with a grain of salt. They could be
Yeah.
lying.
That's true.
It's still very early.
Everyone's a liar now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my new thing. Like I'm just gonna accuse people of lying
You
left
should
and
be a
right.
cop. That's what they do.
I would be the worst cop.
He would be the worst cop.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked
Is
really
it
cool.
bad that I'm imagining you as the blonde cop from Reno 911 and I think it'd be
That's
hysterical?
exactly
No,
what I would do.
yeah.
Yep.
I love that show.
But yeah, it's just called God of War, not God of War 4. But it looks cool. It looks really exciting. The boss fight was really cool.
That was really cool.
It was scary.
The internet is already taking off on making jokes about calling it Dad of War. And also
Of course.
making dad jokes like the kid when he shoots Kratos is like, I'm sorry. He's like, hi, sorry, I'm dad.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's the internet's having fun with that already.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe J.K. Simmons could be Kratos in the next movie.
There you go, yeah.
I kinda
I've
see
seen a
little
lot of
resemblance
pictures
there at this point.
with comparing J.K. Simmons to Master Roshi, and it's just
Yeah,
He looks
I sent that in
exactly
group
like
chat.
Master
it's kind of yeah. You're that's right. That's the first time I saw it, but it's
Yeah.
it's a little painful.
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, next we've got. We have a lot of stuff. We just kind of listed all the
Yeah.
games before this that we could think about that we really wanted to talk about. Real quick, just to touch on it, I cried during Crash Bandicoot. Thomas can attest to it. Taylor and Emily were gone at the time.
Yeah,
I
I
just
went out to
filmed
get
it.
Taylor, and I come back, and Andrew's like, I cried.
I almost filmed it, but then I decided I would just enjoy it myself.
Yeah, so,
sorry, world.
I was sitting there and it got really quiet, and all of a sudden they started playing the Crash theme, and like I was literally on the edge of my seat. I was holding my face, like right now I'm feeling it again.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who
And
gets to be
like,
embarrassed.
Crash
by
2 was my
this.
first video game that I personally owned, and like that series means so much to
Warped
me.
was one of my first video
Yeah,
games.
Warped is
Yeah, we talked about that in the game as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Episode once that Crash is really important, so it's cool that they're
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, they're rebuilding it from the ground up for the PlayStation 4, and I cannot be more excited.
I'm really excited about that too because like there aren't as many platformers now, and I think platformers are super fun.
Exactly.
So
And if it sells well, maybe we'll get a new Crash game that's good.
yeah.
Let's see.
It'd be
But yeah,
cool.
that's Crash Bandicoot. That's really all they talked about. Like, Skylander's crap, but.
Oh, he looks awful in Skylanders.
Yeah, he looks like a big
though.
doofus.
It's-
Even though he's got like a huge jawline, he looks like Jay Leno jawline.
Yeah, it's painful a little bit.
Um,
But Skylanders kind of pains me just in concept.
yeah, kind of a Spyro.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crash Bandicoot's done. Somebody pick something.
Let's just go down.
Okay. Looked cool.
It looks weird, but like the kind of weird I kind of like. It's like
Yeah.
a very Japanese weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's being
I'm
done
gonna
by
soundbite that.
it's being done by
Japanese.
Platinum Games, who have done. I think they did Bayonetta. I want to say. I don't know for sure.
It did definitely give me kind of like a Devil May Cry Bayonetta vibe.
Yeah.
I can see that. It kind of gave me
Or
like a
Dragon
Sunset
Guard.
Overdrive vibe, just it's like an action game, and kind of like punk rock a little bit.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about it actually is the headphones.
I think it's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
fun.
it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one where you get a Dragon Pal.
Dragon
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
It was like that was weird.
I kind of liked it.
But they did announce 4-player co-op, but
That's cool.
nobody's played the Dragon.
Is it same screen?
No.
Or is it?
No, online.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
looks like Monster Hunter, but everybody has their own dragon. And like the demo they showed was taking down a giant crab creature, and it took them a while to do it. So it was kind of like really like deep.
Yeah.
It looked like
It's pretty cool.
a lot of
It
interaction.
is disappointing that no one gets to play a dragon though.
I know you were really looking forward to that.
No, I was totally looking forward to that. I was like, if they have co-op and I can play the dragon, I will be all over this game.
There seems to be a lot of like immersion with controlling the dragon though, and like interacting
Okay.
with him like for combos and stuff. Like
Alright.
the dragon
Yeah.
comes down like hits you with his tail into the creature, so you can like he can like.
See, that's kind of cool because I know some games like I know there's not going to be any like direct control over the creature in The Last Guardian, but I feel like thematically it works. But for
Mhm.
this one, I'm just like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to play a dragon. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let me play the dragon. Spoiler alert, I love dragons. I was that girl in elementary school. You all knew one of them.
Yeah.
Emily knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I was never that girl then, but I am now.
So kind of going off the whole boss fight thing, it's not on our list for some reason, but Horizon Zero Dawn got a trailer too.
Which one was that one?
That was
The one with the robot animals.
I was just gonna talk about that. I was like, that's not on
Dinosaurs.
our list, but I want to talk
Yes.
about it. The
I-
girl that looks like Egret with the red ombre
yes,
hair.
yes.
Yeah,
The boss fight looked incredible, like switching it up. She had to try
Yeah.
all kinds of tactics.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
Honestly, probably my game of the show.
I can't believe you forgot to put it on the list.
I didn't want to talk.
I just remembered
I beat
it.
that horse like so
Yeah.
much, saying how excited I am about it. I didn't want to suggest it, so I was waiting for somebody else to throw it out, so I didn't feel like a crazy person.
I just forgot about
there
it.
you
Yeah.
go, kind of worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's my game of the show. It looked freaking incredible. I'm so excited for that game. February 28th.
Oh, that's soon.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, 'cause Persona's February 14th. So
Oh, only get it
That's
on
gonna be a big month
Valentine's
for you, man.
Day.
sorry, Jessica. I already have the special edition.
But yeah, that looked really cool.
Yeah, it does. It looks really deep, the gameplay mechanics.
Mhm.
A lot of learning. You get to ride a bull creature. Robo bull.
I
I
just want to know what the
Big,
like
like-
backstory to it is because it looks really like unusual and interesting, and I want to know what the story to it is.
Well, they said something like the machines are like their masters.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the machine kind of rose up and like knocked them back into
Yeah.
like
the Stone Age.
yeah. One of the guys I follow on Twitter, he said he got to go backstage and see more gameplay footage and actually try it hands on. He said it's absolutely incredible.
That's cool.
He said it.
I'm excited.
He said it like they've got a masterpiece on their hands, so really
Ooh.
excited to see it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed in it last year at E3. I saw like it kind of looks like almost a Far Cry Primal kind of thing.
It
I was like,
did.
this looks cool. And then the robots came out, and I'm like, this is dumb. But like, I'm one back hardcore
Good.
after that trailer.
Yeah. Because I remember when we talked about it, you're like, I didn't know you were that excited. I'm like, I'm pretty excited.
No, I get it now.
Good. Cool.
Resident Evil.
We did a horror
We did a
play.
horrible
Yeah,
play.
so check
Normally
that out.
we wouldn't have one for another month because we just put one out, but this was a special sort of timely
Yeah.
thing. So
That'll be
if you want to know more about Resident Evil 7 and the playable demo that
Yep.
they put out, then check that out.
super spooky.
It is really spooky.
Comes out in January, which is once again super soon. This game's
Yeah.
been boiling for a while, and Capcom's been talking about it, and it's coming.
Everybody's doing the Bethesda thing.
They are.
I
They-
love it.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm tired of these delays, but like I get why they happen. But
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
this
it's good.
5-month announcement. Here's a demo. Go play it. Like I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Zelda is really the big one from Nintendo. They showed that and some Pokemon stuff, but the Pokemon stuff was very, very minimum.
Yeah, it was
They showed 3 new Pokemon and a new battle system. Like That also seems cool. It's a four person free for all. Like you fight all each other all at the same time, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds
But
cool.
Zelda looked crazy. Did you see the Zelda stuff?
No. Yeah.
I
Did
tried to
you
show you and you didn't really pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called like Beasts of the Oron.
Breath of the
Breath
Wild.
of the
I was probably
Wild,
busy
yeah.
doing something like
Yeah.
Yeah.
cleaning the house.
I mean, I'm just saying this
No, you're
now, and I
sitting
know
down
this
in
is
front of it,
probably
just on your
like,
phone.
Oh, okay.
yeah, this is probably like heretical to a lot of people there. I've never been like really interested in Zelda games before, and this is the first time where I saw anything from a Zelda game and was like, I want to play this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Again, it's like a scenery thing. I'm like, it's got beautiful
yeah.
scenery. I want to explore it. It looks very open
The,
world.
yeah, the ability to climb up stuff is incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Like anything, like a tree.
Yeah.
cliffs.
Canyon,
Yeah.
Light everything on fire, apparently.
Yeah.
Just
and-
like, yeah.
Yes. But it looks. I don't know what the story's gonna be like.
No, nobody does.
Don't really care.
Yeah, it'll be
From-
generic.
From the looks of it, it looks like somebody like took my personal list of beefs with Zelda and just like applied that to the game and
And
fixed
cut
it.
out all of the
Because like
things.
I
that-
love all the outdoor stuff. Like in Twilight Princess, for instance, like I love the stuff like the Bridge of Eldin, that
Yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah,
where
yeah.
you fight like above ground. And then they're like, oh, go in this dungeon where you'll get stuck in for like 5 hours.
Water
And
temple.
I just am not into the dungeons so much or the temples.
They'll be back. I mean, you've got to have
I'm sure
check
they
dungeons,
will, but I mean, this looks much more open world. than
yeah,
the others.
and apparently there's like side quests, more side quests and stuff. There was in the last one, Skyward Sword, but they were very minimal. And it's just like, hey, bring me this item if you happen to find it. But I think there's gonna be a lot more of that. So that'd be cool.
I very well might play this.
In March, they didn't give a specific date yet, I don't think, but March on the NX and the Wii U. So
Cool.
didn't see the NX, wasn't there.
Yeah, that's weird.
But they said they weren't going to, so that's not really surprising.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
so going from Zelda into Skyrim Remastered from Bethesda.
Speaking of pretty things.
Yep, speaking
Yeah,
of
pretty
everything.
It's pretty.
I mean, there's really not a whole lot to say about it. It comes with all the DLC, it comes with redone textures, mods on consoles. If you're a PC player and you own the 4 DLC, you get it for free.
Which is really nice.
Which is really
That's
cool.
really generous because
Yeah.
paying for the same game twice, even if it's a lot prettier, is still kind of a.
Right.
But if you're a
But
console,
if you're a console gamer,
person,
you're
you're just screwed.
Well, but
We do get Tommy Wiseau horses now, though.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The
That's one of the mods.
mod,
Yeah, it's literally a horse modeled after, like, it's Tommy Wiseau as a horse, and you can ride him around.
So you
That's
get like
really
all the mods,
uncomfortable.
even if
Oh,
you're
it's
console.
it's very odd.
Oh, it's very weird looking.
Yeah. all
Yeah,
the
so
PC
the
mods
big
are
mods,
console.
probably not all of them. The bigger
Oh.
ones, I think, kind of like
Yeah.
with Fallout 4, how not all the big ones came.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
Wait. Was this the one where they finally have hair that's not ugly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
you
that a
probably do
mod?
those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I hate
Uh,
Skyrim hair. It pisses me
oh,
off
yeah,
so
for
much.
sure.
It's ugly.
It's all dreaded. It all looks dreaded because
So,
it's just
like-
so clumpy looking.
Well, we get like
on-
new
like,
armor.
unprofessionally. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want a video game where I can have a lady with long hair and it looks
for
good.
your horse armor.
I just want like
Oh, you don't have to pay for it anymore.
for horse armor.
I
Oblivion
want
joke.
like that like I'm one of those people that people hate. Where I want like really good armor, but I want it to be super revealing on my person.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be super like almost no clothes
Chainmail
at all.
bikini.
Yeah, but also be like very protective somehow.
Yeah.
Smash.
So like, let's make it happen.
The
Oh,
interesting
it is happening, I guarantee you.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
One of the
this
big
happens.
things with Skyrim was people made quest mods, so they added entire new quest lines, and apparently they're amazing. There was actually a kid who made 3 of them. I think he was 16, and Bethesda hired him because they were so good.
Oh, yeah, I
And he
remember
did like full voice acting for these new characters that he created.
What?
And if those get transferred over to console, so like
That would be awesome.
That is so
Add brand new
cool.
content to
Yeah.
the game, which I know you would be stoked about.
Yes.
So yeah,
Because I do everything in Skyrim.
Yeah.
She's never gonna stop playing.
Oh,
Skyrim.
Everything. It's gonna take years.
this fall is when it's coming out.
God,
So,
never get her The Witcher.
yeah.
I want it.
So yeah, and what else we got? We got Gears of War 4 for Xbox. That's Xbox's big fall game this year to compete against Last Guardian.
Totally different.
Yeah, very different games.
Yeah.
The big reveal at the end was Marcus Phoenix is back, the character from the first 3,
And old.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
old. And
J.K. Simmons is gonna have a
Simmons.
very lucrative video game movie career.
Yeah.
We'll say.
and Emily, you brought up an interesting point when we talked about this. Is that
Yeah. I wondered if they were like starting to do older characters because like gamers are older now.
I think that could be the case for maybe God of War, but you don't play as Marcus in Gears of War 4. It looks like
Oh,
so.
really?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
I wouldn't be
He plays
surprised
his
if
son.
there was like a shift coming up in the next like 20 years of gaming.
I think it's a
I want old lady protagonists.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, no, I was really excited with Insidious 3 movie thing because it had an old lady protagonist. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the best, and
Like,
she's so cool.
let's get old Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Like, let's get old Lara Croft.
Like, I think that would
Yeah.
be interesting. It would be fun.
With Gears, though, yeah, you play as Marcus's son, I believe.
I think it's just because these stories were supposed to have some closure, so they need to like have a little passage of time to not completely retcon the.
Universe.
Oh,
ending
right
of the
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
ones.
but I think it's a strong possibility that like it is like, hey, like passing the torch kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's a like new kids that are playing these Gears, like, they're experiencing Gears for the first time, but also like uniting the old trilogy and the old players kind of thing.
So what's gonna happen? My money is at the end of the game, they're gonna finally find Marcus Phoenix. Find Marcus Phoenix. They'll be like on this cliffside and just turn around and just stare right at him, and they'll hand one of those saw guns to him or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, I hope that happens.
I do too.
So we've got 3 games left. Let's go burn through them really quick. Recore got new gameplay, and I think it got a release date. It looks cool.
I haven't seen
It
any
doesn't
new
cool.
gameplay yet. We just
They-
watched the other stuff the other day.
They named all the robots, like the dog and the gorilla and stuff, and like kind of showed what they're for, which was cool. Really looking forward to that. I think it looks really interesting. So, I watched the Microsoft. I think I'm the only one to watch Microsoft. Just,
I don't know,
I was awake, just laying in bed. I was like, I can't sleep. I'm gonna watch this. Days Gone, which we all saw, was the motorcycle zombie game.
There were
Yeah.
2 trailers for that. It was interesting because the
Yeah.
first one made it seem like it was some sort of like EMP kind of like global disaster, but like not necessarily a zombie thing.
Mhm.
And then the next trailer was just
Hello,
like
zombies.
more zombies than I've seen in my life combined.
And honestly, like, I'm not a big zombie person. Like, there's a very, very select few zombie anythings, not just games, that I like. But this one was honestly just kind of impressive to me just by the sheer, like, volume,
Yeah,
sheer
but
number of
They all
zombies.
pour out of that train car, and they're like
Yeah.
falling off. It was very World War Z.
It's
It
like
was. That's a lot what it
Yeah.
reminded me of is World War Z, or like if you've seen Game of Thrones, caught up with the episode with the whites all crawling through the tunnel, which was like the
Oh.
scariest thing Game of Thrones has ever done.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky.
We also had, it looked almost like a third person Left 4 Dead, like with like Horde Alert, like constantly on. Which, yeah, it's all terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like that's the kind of game where if it has like a super easy weenie mode, I would probably play to like de-stress and just mow down some
I
zombies.
always play super easy weenie mode.
I usually do too.
because I like to be a
honestly.
winner,
Yeah.
and that's
You are
the
a winner.
easiest way for me
Like
to
there's
be
a
a
couple,
winner.
I won't lie, there's some games where I'm like, you know what, I actually want the challenge of this
Yeah.
game, bring it, but those are more like tactical games, like Darkest Dungeon, I like that it's
Yeah.
hard, but like, for this kind of game, I just want it to be easy so it can be fun.
Yep.
And I don't have to,
It looks cool though. Sony opened, or it was the second game Sony showed, and they ended with it, which was interesting. But yeah, first game from Sony Bend Studios in a decade. First original game. They did the Uncharted. They did the Uncharted Vita game and the Killzone Vita game. That was the most recent things they've done. Those were years ago. So yeah. And last but not least, Taylor's stoked about this. Dishonored 2.
yes. We didn't see a whole lot of new stuff from Dishonored
We saw
2.
some,
We
but
saw
not-
some.
yeah.
Not a ton.
No. Once again this fall. So it has a release date. But that's been announced. That's been announced. It got announced last week.
Yeah.
So right before E3. But we saw it for the first time last year at E3.
Yes.
And
Which I was super stoked about because it just looked so cool.
yeah, new city. The level design looks incredible.
The level design looks really, really great.
Lots of different ways to do things.
Yeah, I like how vertical it is.
Mm.
I that's like one of my favorite things in any game is I love when there's a lot of vertical movement as well as lateral, horizontal movement.
Her powers are cool. We talked about that
Her powers
last
are super
week.
cool.
So yeah, that should be another cool one.
I'm excited to play Emily because she was, I thought, a very like intriguing character in the first game.
Yeah, Corvo was cool though, but
Corvo was cool, but like in the kind of the standard video game hero
Yeah.
cool way.
the collector's edition comes with a replica of Corvo's mask, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, $120. I think.
Taylor's like,
I can't drop $120 on it, but I would if I could.
Yeah, but
If I had a thing to play it on. That's the other
that's the other
struggle.
big thing. Yeah. We can start Taylor needs a PS4 fund.
Go fund me.
Yeah, go
Buy
find Taylor.
Taylor a PS4.
But yeah, that was really E3 in a nutshell. I have a recap of the Sony and Microsoft conferences up on the site, so you can
You
go
had
check
some
that.
predictions that all
Yeah.
of them ended up coming
That's
true
one
on
we
the
didn't
site.
talk about.
Right.
Insomniac Spider-Man game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
that's a big one. We do need to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Dudes who did Ratchet and Clank, which if you've been watching games well, I'm a huge Ratchet and
I mean, I'm a
Clank
huge
fan.
Ratchet and Clank fan.
Yeah, and we're both huge Spider-Man fan. I don't know
Yes.
what your fan.
Put it this way, you probably, anyone who's watched any of these videos, and don't really like superheroes, I freaking love Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
I was super excited. And I think Spider-Man has been one of the superheroes that I personally think has translated best to video games.
Most definitely.
Because like Ultimate Spider-Man was so much. Did you play that?
I didn't play it.
It was so much fun.
And you really like X-Men, I know that, but I don't know your guys' thoughts on Spider-Man.
I like
I'm
Spider-Man.
like so on Spider-Man.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
haven't really enjoyed Spider-Man in the past. Looking forward to Spider-Man in the future.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's how
I don't
I
like the
feel about
movies near as much as I like. I actually did read like Ultimate Spider-Man. I read the comics. I liked those a lot. I've played a couple of the Spider-Man video games, like the ones that were based on the movies, which are actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Have you
And
played
then
Web of Shadows?
I haven't. No.
Oh, that one's so good.
That's one that I really want to.
It's
But
amazing.
I love Spider-Man. Seeing that trailer, it looked very dynamic. It looks so much fun. Lots of action, fast-paced.
That was the only rumor that I had really addressed in my article that was slightly off. I had it being done by Sucker Punch, who did Infamous and Sly Cooper, but it is Insomniac, which is still a Sony-owned game. It's a Sony exclusive. Marvel is behind it. Activision is not having anything to do with it, which is really the big
Yeah.
win here.
Well, I think that's a good studio to do it.
Oh, it is.
Right.
That's a
You
good
played
studio.
Sunset Overdrive, and I've heard you can get from one end of the map to the other without ever touching the ground.
It's possible.
Yeah,
It's probably
which
pretty
is
tough.
something that Spider-Man definitely needs.
Yeah, no, the movement, the kind of grinding, skateboardy, but not with a skateboard kind of thing, was really fun in Sunset Overdrive. It just made, like, there was fast travel, like, options in that game. I didn't do it once, because I just had fun going around the city.
That's
Yeah.
good, and that's
So,
what Spider-Man should have too.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked in previous Spider-Man games. I've definitely liked the web thing. It's very fast. It's very dynamic. I also love the kind of combat stuff you can do with that. It's kind of like why, if you've ever played Devil May Cry 4, everyone like looks at me like I'm crazy when I say I think Nero is a billion times more fun to play than Dante because he has that ability to like pull people to him or pull himself to other people, and Spider-Man can do that kind of thing too.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of combat is so much fun to play.
Yeah, I
So I'm
agree.
really looking forward to it.
So I think that's it. I think that's
Yeah.
the three. But what Thomas was getting at with my prediction or with my rumor roundup, I picked the top 4 rumors that I was looking forward to, and they all came true. So I'm a
Yeah.
very happy person.
That's pretty cool.
Injustice 2, God of War 4, Spider-Man, and a couple last ones. But Resident Evil 7.
Resident
Yeah,
Evil
there
7.
you go.
Yeah.
So all came true. Anyway, that is Games World episode number 9.
Boom.
Boom.
Is it? Is it
Yes.
It's 9.
It's 9.
It's 9.
We have decided.
Number 9?
And next week will be 10.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook and give us a like over there. Check out the website. You can check out all our articles. We've got reviews up. We've got other videos up. It's a lot of fun. We've got a lot of content coming. Check out Taylor's new Horribly Played through the Resident Evil 7 demo. It is up right now. I will probably link it to it at the end of the video. So, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys for coming again.
Yep.
That was post E3 from Subtrendy. We'll see you next time. For now.
You're just gonna push it down the
Yeah,
stairs.
take it with you.
Can I push it down the stairs?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks
there it
like
goes.
it.
Yay! Toboggan!